Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2020 general reading. We are looking at the first 2 weeks of November, so from November 1st to November 15th. This reading is for the earth sign of Taurus, our bulls. Thanks for tuning in today, for all of your likes, shares, subscribes, donations, support, feedback, comments, reaching out for personal readings. All welcome, all appreciated. Thank you so much. And I hope you're all doing well, safe and healthy, and as sane as we possibly can be during a year that's been, to say the least, unprecedented. So, this reading is for Taurus. So that's Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. If your Venus is in Taurus, or if you're cross-watching for a Taurian, it's all relevant. And I suggest watching all of your signs if you know them, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, because they can all bring in additional bits of insight and perspective and maybe help you walk through whatever's going on in your life during this short period of time. If you find that this or any of the other videos resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, you can click on the description link below, click on the little arrow, it'll pull down some information. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1Maguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I can usually respond with more info within the same day or the first 24 hours. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I do readings full-time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with your schedule in mind to get personal readings scheduled in as timely a fashion as possible. So email me if you're interested. Okay, Taurus, let's see what the first 2 weeks of November have in store for you. I am using Legacy of the Divine Tarot and the Gilded Tarot Royale. Oh, well, we begin with the Star. It's an absolutely awesome way to begin, Taurus. Restored faith, renewed hope. The Three of Wands, also a very good card. Feeling much more positive about the future because you're beginning to see maybe small goals being met, small manifestations of positive things happening as a result of some of the work that you've done, and feeling very hopeful about a future where you have a bigger goal down the road. The King of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or somebody who is manifesting like the King of Swords, or, you know, during this 2-week period of time, the King of Swords is showing up as somebody who's significant, important, or influential during November 1st through 15th for you. Sometimes this can represent your energy, but here I feel it's somebody external to you, but significant during this time. Perhaps an older person or someone in a position of power or authority if it's, you know, work-related or project-related. And we have the Hanging Man, so things are still playing out. You might be in a position that's not the most comfortable for you, but you're being asked to watch and wait, learn more information, not take any decisive action just yet. Could be you, could be this King of Swords. And from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the first 2 weeks of November, Taurus, is Temperance. So things being in balance, or things coming back into balance, being able to hold opposite extremes, or being in the middle of a lot of stuff going on, but being able to maintain a balance. Overall, it looks quite positive. Let's clarify. Let's clarify Temperance. Something being balanced or being brought back into balance, because that's what temperance means. In the culinary world, to temper something means to take something, usually something quite hot and something quite cold, and blend it together. Now, in order to do that, you can't introduce the total amount of each opposite extreme together all at once, because the difference is too extreme. One is too hot and one is too cold, and if you try and add it together, they'll continuously try and separate, and it won't come together into a mixed message. Sorry, a mixture that's, you know, a nice marriage, a nice coming together. So in order to do that, you have to do it a little bit at a time. take a little bit of the cold stuff or a little bit of the hot stuff and blend it together until it reaches a temperature that you can add the whole mixture together and it won't break or try to separate. So that's what temperance means, taking these opposite extremes, and you're wanting to bring things together, to bring things into balance. But it takes some time, which may be why the Hanging Man is showing up here. Okay, let's clarify that temperance. What is that about? The Three of Pentacles. A partnership could be between you and another person or you and a small group of people. The Three of Pentacles is a we card, not a me card. It represents, even though it only has one person depicted here in this deck, it usually references people, either two people or a group of people coming to the table. They agree that there's a goal to be accomplished, something to be acquired, something to build, and it's all about trying to figure out how the two of them or the group of them can come together and do that. So it's discussion, compromise, negotiation, everybody, having some kind of skill or talent or opinion to contribute. And so it's about getting everybody on the same page in order to do the thing, whatever the thing is, coming together in unity and partnership and collaboration. So something's coming back into balance that perhaps wasn't before. Just taking a look at the next card is the Eight of Pentacles, which is the work card. Nose to the grindstone, work, maybe working a lot, but working in a dedicated, detail-oriented kind of fashion, even if it's repetitive and somewhat boring. So for many of you Tauruses, and Pentacles is earth energy, which is your energy. So for many of you, this might be a work project. It might be work, career, something to do with the earth area of your life, work, career, projects, property, job, whether it's a traditional work or whether it has something to do with, perhaps property or assets. I mean, it could be relationship as well, which would represent that perhaps you and another person, it's a general reading, so of course it's going to resonate a little differently. So for some of you, if it's work, it's, coming together perhaps on a project with someone. It could be a project outside of that as well. It could be relationship too. The fundamental energy is that there's an indication that people weren't seeing eye to eye on something prior, and now that's coming together. People are kind of agreeing on a pathway for whatever this thing is to be built or accomplished or coming back together again, and committed to working on it. Okay, let's clarify the star. The Eight of Wands. Messages, communication, but very, very powerful, very impactful, perhaps very fast, moving back and forth. It could represent travel, action, activity. Wands is governed by the element of fire, so it's very action-oriented. It's very forward-moving. So the Eight of Wands is about something moving very quickly and very powerfully, whether it's conversation or messages or actual travel. Perhaps something has been like stuck or in a rut or at a standstill, and maybe because people couldn't come together and agree on how something should be accomplished. Again, whether it's work, projects, career, a property matter, or even relationship as well. So it looks like there's finally, the Eight of Wands is clarifying the star. The star usually shines out of the darkness. So the star usually shows up after a period of, pain or darkness or illness or despair or brokenheartedness. Something happens to give you a sense of renewed hope and faith in a situation or on a path that you're on, because it is one of the wish fulfillment cards. It's a card that represents kind of having faith, something occurring to make you have faith, a sense of renewed faith in a situation that perhaps was broken or stagnant or at a standstill, because there's finally some movement coming here, which we know because the next card is that Three of Wands, which is about, beginning to see things happening, which makes you feel much more positive about some kind of future goal happening. Let's see what the next card is. The Sun. Yeah, this is an uplifting of things which were maybe previously quite restricted, not feeling quite so heavy, things being illuminated, feeling very, very positive. The Sun is a great card to get in a spread because just like the real actual sun, when it comes out, it affects everything. It banishes darkness. There's no shadows. It illuminates. It automatically makes everyone feel just a little bit better. And the same as when the Star card comes out in a tarot spread, it affects the other cards around it quite significantly in a positive way. It can boost positive energy. It can lessen and sometimes even negate challenging energy as well. So something has occurred. People are kind of coming together and agreeing. Let's clarify that Three of Wands. The Six of Pentacles, the card of giving and receiving, or equal giving and receiving, although often it's usually represent one person giving and the other person receiving. Somebody, and yeah, I'm actually getting a gift here. It might be actually for some of you a physical gift. It may be, because it's Pentacles, it might be a gift of money or resources, whether or not you have to pay it back. It's seen as a gift. So whether or not it's something tangible, it may be something tangible for some of you, especially if this is, you were looking for help with money or resources. It can also be intangible, of an emotional nature, like somebody, because obviously it looks like there was some kind of split, separation, disagreement, not being able to agree on how something should be done. And so this could be, on an emotional level, somebody, reaching out, to make things come back together, to reconcile if this was a relationship reading. Somebody making an offer, making the offer. Let's clarify that Six of Pentacles. What or who? Queen of Swords. Interesting, because we have a King of Swords too. So we have a couple here, or two people who are in a very good partnership, whether it's romantic or otherwise. The Queen of Swords has made an offer, whether it's a physical offer, an emotional offer, or a combination of the two. What's behind that? The Eight of Cups in reverse. So the Queen of Swords is making an offer, coming back. Because in the upright position, the Eight of Cups is leaving something, walking away, or turning your back on something because you find it emotionally disappointing or unfulfilling. Hasn't turned out to be what you wanted it to be. But you got it in the reverse to clarify this Queen of Swords. So somebody is coming back or turning back around again. This whole reading has kind of a conciliatory feeling, reconciling, like something was apart, including people, and now somebody's reaching out. People, two people are coming back together again. Again, it could be a group if this was a work issue, or it could be a couple around a practical issue. It might not be that the relationship itself has been split up or separated or estranged. It might be that there's two people here, a couple or a partnership, who were disagreeing on some kind of practical matter. And, one person said, I don't want to do it, I'm going to go over here. And then there's, this gradual kind of coming back together again. Let's clarify this King of Swords. It's a very nice reading so far. I really like this. The High Priestess. So it looks like the Queen of Swords, whether this is you or someone else, kind of turned their back or left because you guys couldn't come to agreement on something. And now they're coming back or extending a hand of, truce, or let's talk, or let's try and work this out, or let's do this thing. And the King of Swords is over here, you know, with the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about going within, kind of being quiet, going within, seeing what your intuition tells you, your gut instinct, your higher self, your intuitive sense. This is, you know, what connects you to the divine and allows you to get kind of discernment and insight, or, you know, ideas, inspirations. And so in order to do that, you have to kind of get kind of quiet and listen and pay attention so that you can trust the messages that are coming in. So it looks like the King of Swords is maybe taking a little bit of time, perhaps to, you know, to think about this offer or opportunity and see what's behind that. The Hermit, yeah. The Hermit's very similar to the High Priestess. The Hermit kind of withdraws away from kind of the active noise of whatever's going on in order to seek insight, wisdom, guidance, intuition, you know. So yeah, taking some time. I feel like this is something in process. It's taking some time. This coming back together, particularly in agreement on something, it's in process, but it's not an event. It's kind of a journey, not an event. You're working on it, but it feels very positive. Again, for some of you, this might be a specific relationship. It could even be somebody's parents, you know, or it could be a couple just disagreeing on a practical issue, or it could be all under, you know, some kind of job or work thing or some other project. Let's clarify the Hanging Man. The Ace of Cups. It could be new love and romance, but I don't think that's it here. There's too much prior connection here. So it's a new emotional beginning, just the beginning. It's the spark. It's an ace, the number 1. It's also a card about the beginning of self-value, self-awareness. So an emotional new beginning, or the opportunity for that. Let's see what's behind that. The Six of Swords. Healing, slowly but surely moving away from some point of conflict or contention or pain. You're not quite to the other shore and on solid ground yet because you're still moving towards it, but you're in a much better place and moving towards an even better place. The Six of Cups, home, family, childhood, historical connections, things from the past, people, places, situations. It can also be sometimes a kindred spirit or soulmate card. Yeah, this whole reading is about coming back together again, slowly, surely, maybe in a practical way, taking some time out to figure things out, and, you know, watching things play out. If there was a break and people are coming back together again, is this really true? You know, it feels like a slow, steady, kind of practical coming back together again, regardless of what area of your life it's following in. So let's just pull some, I mean, it's very positive. I get this very positive, hopeful for the future kind of energy. But it doesn't feel sudden. It feels like this is a process, but a good one. Which is good, because things that were broken or separated, or, you know, they typically don't come back together again all at once very quickly. If they do, they typically don't last. So I like this slow, steady kind of working on it sort of energy. Let's pull some advice and guidance. What's the best way for Taurus to kind of walk through the first 2 weeks of November? The Emperor. Could be a father or a father figure. You know, it's funny because I've got something in my head that must be very specific for somebody, that this is about somebody's parents. Could be somebody's parents kind of coming back together again. Interesting. Because the Emperor, it's Aries energy as well, so it could be an Aries, you know, that's central here as well. Controlled, disciplined, wise, not spontaneous, not impulsive, you know, because he has a lot of things to make sure are in balance. Six of Coins, another Six of Coins, gift giving, gift receiving. Let's keep going. The Ace of Swords, new epiphany, new ideas, new perspectives. The Ace of Coins, new practical beginnings. I mean, we've got, what, 3 aces here, so new beginnings. There's newness, something starting again or restarting again. Oh, the Ace of Wands. So we have all 4 aces out here. I love that. Another Six of Cups, another Knight of Coins. Yeah, so slow but steady is what I'm getting in terms of advice, and free will, free agency. If this is a situation where you're like, this isn't gonna work, I mean, fair enough, up to you. Free will, free agency. But Spirit's advice is to kind of walk towards this and walk into it a little bit at a time. It feels like there's huge potential for this coming back together again so that you can do the thing, accomplish the thing, acquire the thing, or just simply a reconciliation between two people who previously were not. So, beautiful reading, Taurus. So, Taurus, that is your reading for the first half of November. I hope you found it helpful. I always hope you find it helpful. That's why we do these. If you did find that it resonated with you, or you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, again, just click the description link below. Email me directly, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be most happy to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the November mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well, and I hope to see you again here soon. Bye-bye.